Welcome to Toffee TV. It's your comments for Everton 1, West Brom 1. What a awful game of football for the second time this season. We scraped the point undeservedly, but we did. Let's see what you said about it in the comments. Brian Markey says Sneijder has to be binned off now. He doesn't care about the club and shouldn't be near the starting 11. We scraped the draw against a team second from bottom, just not good enough. Feel sorry for McCarthy, unfortunate, horrific injury. Wish him a speedy recovery. Walcott played well today. I would have preferred Toffee and Nias to play up top together. 12 more points and we're on 40 points. If we play like that against Leicester, we will get blitzed. Yeah, I mean, obviously let's start with McCarthy. Horrific injury, saving a possible goal from Rondon. He's made a huge sacrifice for us on the pitch there, so really sad to see, really sad scenes, and we wish him the best. Sneijder, he was horrendous. He was horrendous. He was just not at the races at all. And you know, I've heard comments come out of the manager mouth saying about Rooney and Gylfi Sigurdsson not being able to play in the same team because of how slow they are. Well, hold my beer for me, Mr. Sneijder. He was horrendous. Everything goes backwards. He doesn't go forwards. He doesn't protect the back four. I don't know what he does. I don't know what he does. Last year, he came in and he was a breath of fresh air. He was fantastic, and that has all just disappeared. And yeah, Walcott I thought got better as the game went on Toffee and Nias. I thought the manager was probably just trying to. He was probably just trying to get us back in the game, but not concede a goal, basically. So that's the way it is, isn't it? Leicester, if we play like that against Leicester, Leicester will batter us, absolutely batter us. So we've got to get better. We've got to train in the next 10 days to be better. Baz, shut this door and shut up. Park M1 says we've had 3 different managers since Martinez left and not one of them has had the brains to bin off this rigid 4-2-3-1 we play. This brought us no joy since 2013. More performances like that and Goodison is going to become even more toxic than today. On the last bit first, it's toxic for a reason. Absolutely, it's absolutely abysmal to watch. And on the managers, see, that for me, where you're talking about 3 managers, that comes down to the players they buy. They don't buy players to play any system. It's so weird. We've literally, in the last 18 months, ripped up our squad and started again, and yet bought exactly the same players to fit into this system. That, even, like, this is the mad thing. We haven't bought players to play this system, never mind another system. This is what I don't get. You know, Walcott is a promising buy in terms of for this, but you know, you need a midfielder who's dominant. You need we need so much stuff. It just melts my brain how much money and time we've wasted and the position we're in. You know, we finished last season 7th so comfortably, and I know Lukaku was a huge part of that, and Ross Barkley. And honest to God, I'm sitting here on Monday afternoon after getting very little sleep last night, worrying about the situation, back to really worrying about it, because people at the club can't do the jobs properly, basically. And it's sad, very, very sad how disjointed we look. Yeah. Stephen Penton says I don't think a manager wants to fail or go into games to struggle. I've got the impression since the home win against Swansea, Allardyce has changed everything that was working for him, grinding out results. Understandable, a congestion of games the squad needs using. I think after Swansea win and Chelsea points, Allardyce thought the job was done. We kind of understood tight congestion in games and limited time on the training pitch. Now they're getting time to work on things, and it's terrible, same problems. I knew we would concede first today and chase for a point for the rest of it. Said that Spurs fan away comments must see massive improvements in the Leicester game. I think you're right about what you said there. I think after Swansea and Chelsea, a lot of people thought the job was done, and probably ourselves, because we were up with momentum. I think the West Brom away game for me was a game where a lot of things changed. I think that was the game where the momentum all changed. I think we went into that game thinking, well, we'll grind out a point here, get a win at Bournemouth, and just keep things rolling on. And against them away, we were terrible, and that stopped the momentum for me. We did change too much about. We went to 5 at the back of that game, and then 3 hold midfielders the next game, and we just lost all the momentum going into tough games against United, Liverpool, and Spurs. That for me is the big problem. And you're right, we have changed things. He said Rooney was going to play centre midfield. He hasn't played there once since that game. Apart from coming on as well, obviously, coming on as subbing because he's been out injured. Brought Sneijderlin into the side for all the games. He's messed about with the back four, the centre back partnerships. It's just yeah. Tang C says, I'm gutted for McCarthy. He was getting back to his best and was probably our best player before the horrible injury. Also, that means Morgan Sneijderlin will never be dropped now, so it's a double blow. Let's hope Coleman are back soon. Martinez dropped because it's laughable now at this stage. I feel sorry for Lookman. We don't seem to be giving a fair crack at all. Overall, it was a pretty shit performance, but I'm used to it now. McCarthy, yeah, he was doing alright, yeah. He was chasing lost causes like that one. And it's going to be sad. It's weird. It's a weird one really because we haven't really seen him over the last 12 months because of so many injuries. It's almost like, well, it doesn't feel like a big blow, but he has played well in the last few games, and I just don't know how we can play Morgan Sneijderlin there. And I'd rather, we need to buy someone or have Tom Davies' energy, even though he's been poor this season. Coleman. Yeah, hopefully we'll be back soon, but what will he bring? Look at Balassi, he's a month into his recovery and doesn't look any better for it as such. Lookman, yeah, he should be on the bench, he should be coming on for these games. He should be coming on and offering something. You look at his last chance he got against Liverpool, he was great. And yet the manager's bin them off and brings someone like Vlasic in, which is just mind-boggling. FGA Football says, luckily teams below us didn't do too well, only Stoke won. We are shocking, only 7 points, I think that's 6 points now, above the relegation zone. Hard to see us beating Leicester. Stop messing about with this 2 DMs, especially with Morgan being one of them, and stop making baffling decisions like Vlasic suddenly in. If it's so obvious to us, why can someone on 6 million a year not see it? I don't know. I really don't know. I think we've got to get back to having a core group of players. The manager getting back to saying, you know what, this is how we're going to play. For me, I think it's easy. It's not easy, of course. When you play a team like West Brom at home, you play Rooney in centre midfield, and you say we're going to have a go at these today. When you play Spurs away, you play 2 holding midfielders, and you're a lot more defensive, and you knuckle in, knuckle down, get back, get men behind the ball, and you try and do what we did at Anfield. And scrape a point, and that's how fans look at it. Yet we go we go to Wembley and we look wide open, and then we play West Brom and we play defensively like we did when we played West Brom away. I don't Vlasic. How can Vlasic play against Bournemouth, then not be seen again till this weekend? How is that kid going to get any rhythm in his game if that's how he's playing? He's not. Because he's not an experienced player. He's had a handful of Premier League performances. It baffles me. It really does. Absolutely baffles me. John Hill says William, Sneijderlin and Holgate need to be left out. Holgate has cost us 3 goals in 2 games. Sneijderlin is terrible and caused the situation and got McCarthy injured. Williams is awful. please don't bang on about the left back. The defence is worse than just the left back. I will bang on about the left back because we haven't got a left back. So how can you not bang on about the left back if you haven't got a left back? Holgate was terrible. But what I would say is Holgate and Williams were our best performers till he started dicking about with the back four. And he starts messing about with it, and suddenly that continuity goes out the window. But let's be honest, no one's played well at the back, have they, at all recently. So it's, you know, Keane's been out. Holgate's been poor at times. He was very poor on Saturday. But you say a left back, that the goal West Brom scored, if there's an experienced left back on the pitch, he's covering Holgate there. I'm not excusing Holgate, but if there's an experienced left back, or a left back, or a player with a brain, he's covering Holgate. I'm not making someone else the scapegoat. That's what happens in football. Fullbacks would have a fullback with Baines, maybe now, but when he was younger would have seen that and got over it and covered it. But they were all shit. James Dunlop says, not good enough again. Snidling's shooting. I mean, shooting might be a little bit pushing it after that performance. Rooney only did one good thing when he came on, setting up the move for the goal. The Chuckle brothers would have done a better job in holding midfield position. I wish McCarthy full recovery. Terrible to see him go off like that, and fair play to Rondon for showing great sportsmanship. And the two players I gave praise for his pick for keeping us in the game, and Walcott for at least trying to make things happen, and a good assist for Nias's goal. Not good enough again. Not confident ahead of the Leicester game. What is going on at our club? I can't answer that last bit because I honestly don't know. Yeah, Rondon was fantastic. Nice to see a player going over and, you know, supporting another player. Were there many of our players there? Don't think so. It was just horrendous, wasn't it? It was just a horrific performance. It's hard to just say that was poor, that was poor. Everything was poor. Darla Bruce said, the look of the Irish, Coleman and now McCarthy, my thoughts are with them, and yes, I agree on paper that this team should be smashing West Brom, especially at home. Doesn't seem like the players know each other, never mind play together. It's a fucking disgrace. I agree. I think we play like strangers, because I think the turnover as players has been so big so quickly that on and off the pitch there's just something not right. The players haven't bedded in together. There's no one pulling them together. No one cares. You know, if the worst happens, it's, well, I'll just move to another club. It's a shit show. Andrew Wilson said, could only happen to us. Finally get financial clout after being shortchanged for many years, and yet we've managed to become more worse. The teams below us should be embarrassed that they were behind us, given the way we played all season. In all honesty, I've worried when we struggled to beat Rosenborg at home, but I didn't realise just how bad this season was going to be. We need the way of playing. We need to clear deadwood, and most of all, the club need to win us back, as I have never seen or felt so much apathy towards Everton than I have at present. On the deadwood situation, I don't think does it matter if players aren't playing. It doesn't matter, does it? They're just not there. It's just, for me, the manager has got to know his best 11, and he's got to work with his best 11 and drill his best 11 and have his best 11 playing regularly and all those things, and working on things. Because how can a player like Vlasic not be on the bench and then play, and then not play and then be on? Lookman. These are the things that baffle fans. Balassi you don't see for a year, then suddenly he's back in and he's either in the team or on the bench, and yet Lookman is. It just baffle. These are the things that baffle fans. Personally, we've got 10 days off. I'd have them away somewhere, anywhere, training, bonding sessions, get a few home truths out, get a few people knowing each other. You know, if it takes a couple of players to have a bit of a face to face or a heart to heart, whichever you want to call it, and get a few things out, then get it done. But it's very worrying at the moment. Mr. YouTuber 001 says, "Oh my lord, we're the absolute worst. I'd call it a circus, but that would be harsh on clowns. Do you know what? We're so fortunate the Premier League on a whole is a fucking farce. How on earth are we ninth the league's cavalcade of overhyped, overpaid imposters calling themselves professional footballers? They shouldn't get paid for that mess. Today's draw should have been a rout. Everton got lucky. Well done, Umar. So sad for Jimmy." Oh, I wouldn't say it should have been a rout, but it should have been a hard-fought win. You know, West Brom, they came to steal a point, and for them to score so early just set the game for them, literally. And I know see the problem I have at the moment, I know we're in ninth. I hope there isn't a false sense of security. I am glad that the manager and some senior players are coming out saying we are in a relegation fight, because I think that's what they should be saying. I don't think anyone should get a false sense of security. We've got 2 games next week that, you know, at the back of them, that for me then tells you exactly where we are. You know, if a miracle happens and we get 4 points, then I think you look at it and go, we should be alright. But if we don't get any points and teams below us pick up, we could find ourselves, you know, maybe 4 points, let's say, above the relegation zone, and then, you know, you haven't won since December, and that's the worry for me. That's the real worry. Do we have players who can deal with that and come out of it? We'll wait and see. Craig Rennie says 100% Ped. Couldn't say it better. Left back is massive. I've got a feeling they'll be waiting till the summer for that. No chance the team are going to sell their first choice left back in January, but it's hopeless. Spent 200 million and we're worse off than last year. Pains me. Well, listen, teams will sell if the money's right. I personally would go to Fulham and offer them the world for Session. I really would. I'd make a statement. Now, they don't sell him. They don't want to sell him. Everyone's going to be after that kid soon, and that's fully understandable. He's a huge talent. Why don't we try and steal a march on them? Or, you know, I don't know. Maybe once this Bristol City, Man City game's out the way, if Man City go through, maybe Joe Bryan will become available. But is he good enough? They're going to have to do something. We can't go along like this. Leighton Baines doesn't seem like there's any sign of him coming back soon. And what does he come? You know, he's not. He hasn't. Well, he wasn't exactly turning up before he went out the team. It's become a huge problem. If Luke Garbutt's not good enough, then he's not good enough. You need to buy someone then, because it's just so obvious. It would make our team so much better if we had an actual left back who could go forward. Daniel Shell says, I know people may not agree, but maybe appointing Moyes could have been a good option. I mean, it's hindsight, isn't it? It's, for all we know, Moyes could have come in and done exactly the same thing, and the same things would be said about Moyes. He's done a decent job at West Ham, so you know, but is it any better than what Allardyce has actually done in terms of picking up points? You know, so would he have managed to get more of a tune out of these players? At West Ham, he might have, I don't know. He might just have, I'm not saying he's got better players, he just might have players that suit a system for him, where Allardyce mightn't, or doesn't certainly seem like he does. So, I don't know. There you have it, your comments, not exactly positive this week. Bit of a slog, that, to be honest, but thanks as ever for watching the videos and comment on the videos, and we'll always read out the best ones on your comments. Thanks for watching, we'll see you later.